and thanks for joining us. This is the Signature 30 Minutes. I am Damilola Abudu. In the headlines, Chief of Army Staff hosts government agencies, call for continuous partnership. Nigerians speak on sacking of council workers by Kaduna State Governor. Police evacuate headless bodies discovered in Cross River State. And now, the details. In a bid to strengthen the Nigerian Army in its fight against insurgency, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Ibrahim Attairu, has called for continuous partnership with government agencies, private and public sector. He made the call while playing host to Chairman, Nigerian Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, Buba Marwa, Director General, National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, Imam Suleiman, Commandant Armed Forces Command and Staff College, Jaji, Air Vice Marshal E.O. Alade, and Director General, Nigerian Institute of Leather and Science Technology, Professor M.K. Yakubu. The COAS, who received the visitors at the Army Headquarters Abuja on Wednesday, stressed the need for civil and military cooperation.
I must say that this courtesy visit is timely because it affords us the opportunity to interact and foster the synergy we require as security agencies to perform our roles in the collective effort to secure Nigeria. Let me use this opportunity to congratulate the Chairman on his appointment as the Chief Executive Officer of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency. Let me state that the Nigerian Army under my watch has zero tolerance for drug and substance abuse. I would therefore appreciate if the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency can include barrack communities in their sensitization programs, workshops and seminars. This will help reduce and educate our children and the barracks populace on the dangers of drug abuse. Mr. Chairman, sir, let me conclude by assuring you that the Nigerian Army will continue to support you and collaborate with the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency in your programs and activities.
As the Kaduna State government disengages 4,000 council workers and promises to lay off many political appointees, it appears that diminishing resources is forcing a new labor policy on government in the country. But what are the implications of the sack of workers on the government businesses, the families of affected workers, and the security situation in the country? Signature TV correspondent Chibueze Obi went to the streets of Abuja to get the reaction of the residents.
I don't think the government has really done well by disengaging people on the basis of the allocation they get from the federal government. And I think the state itself does generate revenue for the state, and such money should be kept to settle the civil servants and those who are really working for government. Now, we're in a situation where we're having a lot of unrest. We have the headsmen, we have the bandits, we have the kidnappers. And by disengaging those people, you're bringing more insecurity problem to the state.
Okay, a lot of people are in the street looking for work. Now, those that are managing to take care of the little one they have, now government is doing this thing. My advice is that they should go and look for something good. Maybe anything like handwork or anything they can do to help them.
People that are sacked now, most of them have debts on ground. Most of them have projects on ground. They cannot leave those projects incompleted. You understand? So a situation like that, they will look for a means to complete their project. They will look for a means to push up their family. They will look for a means to continue living. So they can put their hand in anything negative or positive so as for them to continue living.
I look at it as an insensitive to the government side. They're not being sensitive to people's plight, the people you govern. It's not all about thinking about don't have money to pay workers. You think about the families of these workers here disengaging, what will be? And why government are feeling they don't have money to pay workers is because the structure of the nation is wrong, is faultily founded.
Shouldn't allow them like that without providing another means of job for them, because it could lead to insecurity in the country.
Disengaging people from their work, for the normal work, I don't think is the normal thing, because disengaging them will cause a lot of havoc to this country. The only thing I think he should do is just to call a meeting. That come, what we are receiving from federal government to pay your salary is not enough. Okay, we have two options. Is either we slash your salary into certain percentage that will suit you, or we owe you some money.
Dr. Alilu Shaba was on Wednesday confirmed as the Director General of the National Space Research and Development Agency, NASDA. Shaba's confirmation was made following a paper presentation by Senator Uche Ekwinife, the Senate Committee's Chairman on Science and Technology, and debated in plenary in Abuja. When Senate President Ahmad Lawan put the committee's recommendation to a voice vote, senators approved Shaba's confirmation. President Muhammadu Buhari had on Tuesday, March 2nd, forwarded Shaba's name to the upper chamber for screening and confirmation as DG NASDA. Police authorities on Tuesday evacuated a number of headless bodies found along 5 Miles area, Calabar, Cross River State. It was gathered that some local farmers first discovered the bodies early in the morning, with speculations that some persons may have brought the corpses in a vehicle and dumped them the previous night. The total number of bodies could not be ascertained, as the police authorities declined comments. However, a resident, Unsikak Etim, who was at the scene, said it was difficult to ascertain the number of bodies because of the difficult terrain. Suspected Boko Haram members on Tuesday, 13th April, invaded Damsak, the headquarters of the troubled Borno State Mobile Local Government Area, and caused havoc. The chairman of Mobile Local Government Area, Mustafa Kolo, confirmed that the armed men destroyed the Divisional Police Command, schools, shops, and residential houses, and went away with medical supplies at the General Hospital, Damsak, while hoisting their flags in strategic locations. At press time, all attempts to obtain confirmation from Edet Okon, the police public relations officer, had failed. Following the previous explosion that rocked the Bariwa area of Ipaja in Lagos State, a gas explosion has shaken the Amuwo or Dofin local government area of Lagos State. According to Nusa Okumbo, the spokesperson of the Lagos State Emergency Management Agency, LASEMA, the explosion occurred around 7 p.m. on Tuesday at Iyas Soko Street, Agboju, Amuwo, Dofin, with the cause yet to be ascertained. Further stating that the officials of the agency were on their way to the scene. However, residents are said to have sustained injuries as a result of the explosion, while some persons were attempting to put out the fire. The Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board JAMB rates a group that specialized in breaking into an intranet site and altering profiles of people. The JAMB registrar, Professor Ishak Oloyede, has said that the email address of candidates alone will be requested at the successful completion of the registration exercise by candidates to access information on the examination. He explained that the new system forestalls exposure of candidates' information to dubious cyber cafe operators and other criminal elements who, in the course of UTME/deregistration, steal email passwords to penetrate fraud, while revealing that over a dozen fraudsters have gained access into an intranet site of JAMB and altered profiles of the board's ad hoc staff, diverting over 10 million naira meant for allowances. Oloyede said the board uncovered the fraud, and after a careful investigation, which led to the arrest of one Shahabi Zubairu from Takum in Taraba State and several others. In business, ownership of ShopRite may change hands if bid by Passions Group to acquire the supermarket chain is successful. This follows the decision of Retail Supermarkets Nigeria Limited owners of ShopRite to sell their stake. The South African company had in August 2020 announced its decision to leave Nigeria. The company, which had been operational in Nigeria for over 15 years, has over 2,300 stores across Africa. Retail Supermarkets Nigeria Limited said although discussions are ongoing, it is yet to decide whether to sell all or majority of a stake. Meanwhile, staff of the company are already up in arms, shutting outlets and demanding proper payoff, as they claim the company has not carried them along in their decision to sell the company. They also accuse the South African owners of unfair treatment of staff with little or no increment in salaries in the last 15 years. On the foreign scene, a new prime minister has been appointed in Haiti following the resignation of the government's president. President Jovenel Moïse, who made the appointment on Wednesday, said the change was aimed at tackling insecurity in the country, which is grappling with a rise in violence and ongoing political crisis. The resignation of the government, which he accepted, will make it possible to address the glaring problem of insecurity and continue discussions with a view to reaching the consensus necessary for the political and institutional stability of the country. In sport, Super Eagles skipper Ahmed Musa has described his move to his former club Kano Pillars as more than football. The striker, who recently signed for Nigerian Professional Football League (NPFL) club Kano Pillars, and was announced on Tuesday during an interview with BBC Sport Africa, said anything that improves the image of Nigerian football is something that he strives to embark on, and Kano Pillar holds a special place in his heart. Before we end the news, a recap of our major stories. Chief of Army Staff hosts government agencies call for continuous partnership. Nigerians speak on sacking of council workers by Kaduna State Governor. Police evacuate headless bodies discovered in Cross River State. Please do well to stay safe, maintain physical and social distance, and wear your nose mask while going about your daily activities. That's a signature 30 minutes on behalf of my producer, Anita Eze. I am Damilola Abudu. Thanks for watching.